A bewildered look. The crowd looks on the stage. They're looking at Andrew. What is he going to do? They're speechless. Sometimes they don't even know what's going
Wait,
on.
wait, 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 wait. I think your voice should be lowered.
Look at Andrew.
No, wait, okay. So, but I do think this next guy does have the voice. I'm sure some of you guys have heard of it. But this next awesome guy is Ian Ampoyo.
Who's actually a fellow, PCN director, like me. And then he's actually head coach for men's turkey bowl. What's up here?
Hello, can everybody hear me? Okay, I guess so. All right, so good evening, everyone. My name is Ian Ampoyo. And during my years in FCA from 2007 to 2012, I was most known for my administrative duties in Turkey Bowl as well as playing in it. And as they had mentioned before, I am the current head coach of your men's Turkey Bowl team. I was also most known for my various roles in PCN, and especially for being the narrator for most of those years. So, what is PCN? Well, PCN stands for Filipino Cultural Night. PCN is a live show that happens once every spring semester, sometimes here on this stage or a few minutes walk that way in Harris Theater. And who knows, we might have PCN at a different venue someday. And the live show, it tells a Filipino-themed story that incorporates at least one cultural dance and one hip-hop dance. And this kind of show is a chance for FCA to showcase its talented student members, as well as to show off the organization and manpower that FCA is capable of. Now keep in mind that GMU FCA is not the only organization or school to do this kind of show. And George Mason, the Vietnamese Student and Korean Student Associations also do their own thing. And there are definitely other Filipino student organizations in District 6, District 5, and District 7 who also do the same thing, their very own PCNs. So, and this is FCA's 20th birthday celebration, but as many PCNs as I've done, I cannot tell you how the first PCN started here, or which organization or which school started it. But the story that I'm about to tell you, I hope it puts some understanding into PCN's origin. Okay, so about 4 years ago, my cousin from California came over with his wife and kids, and he was about 36 years old at the time. And he hasn't seen me since I was 2 years old, so naturally he's asking about my life. And the biggest thing that I had going on at the time was my second year as sports chair managing Turkey Bowl 13. And of course, talking about Turkey Bowl, you talk about FCA. But the strange thing was as soon as I mentioned a Filipino cultural organization at George Mason, automatically he just points out, hey, I bet you guys do some kind of story or performance with at least one cultural night. At least one cultural dance and one hip hop dance. And of course me, I'm kind of surprised. I did not expect them to know about it that fast. I haven't told them about it. And I don't even expect a lot of Filipinos to know about Culture Night. But he said, me and my friends started that thing. Okay, so now this was back in Cali, and he was in high school with his high school buddies. And in high school, they did the first short culture nights with at least like a short story, a short Filipino story with one cultural dance and one hip-hop dance. And eventually these guys graduated and moved on to their respective separate colleges. And that's where the tradition started to grow slowly. And this is what he told me. I mean, when you're in California, there's gonna be water. And when there's gonna be water, there's gonna be Navy, and there's gonna be Filipinos. Okay? So, when these guys started their own culture nights, at that time, it started kind of small, but eventually it grew. And these guys would come over to each other's colleges and do each of their culture nights. And eventually, it spread from school to school in California and eventually to here. But to me, the most impressive thing about, I guess, that the secondhand story is not how far Culture Night spread out or how long it's lasted and continues to grow, but he mentioned that the diversity and the involvement of the student bodies who were doing the first Culture Nights. It wasn't just Filipinos. There were all kinds of Asians, there were blacks, there were whites, Hispanics, you name it. Everyone helped out. And it was really impressive because the first Culture Nights are very much like what they are today. And most Culture Nights that I've seen in these past years, it is diverse. So I told you guys the story of, I guess, how Culture Night started. And I want to tell you like why Culture Night is kind of personal to me. Because in all those nights of Culture Night, I made some really strong strong friendships. In all those years, Culture Night is like really an experience I want all of our new freshmen to definitely partake in. And in fact, in 2000, in this very stage, I was right there, and I had my first ever narrator role. And that's when I found out that I could be a pretty good voice actor, which is the kind of career that I'm pursuing today. So, if it wasn't for PCN, I wouldn't be like, I wouldn't have found my passion. So, like whoever, I guess, started the first Culture Night here, I'd like to thank that person. And I'd like to thank the FCA officers for having me here to share my experience with you guys. Thank you very much.